This is one of the few patches of the Cumberland Plateau that really is still wild. There's something about that that's really appealing to a lot of people.
Wild and rugged, the Fiery Gizzard Trail is 13 miles of amazing.
It's a rough and tumble trail. You don't need to go unless you got something to have for lunch, because you ain't going to find anything on the way down there except wildness.
Ranked as one of the top 25 trails in the country by Backpacker magazine, the Gizzard is iconic and unforgettable.
Once you walk the trail, you're addicted.
It's just one of the last great places left.
Its name, which comes from the creek running alongside it, is born of legend.
One story is that Daniel Boone bit into a hot turkey gizzard and spit it out and said fiery gizzard.
The moonshine that used to be brewed in every one of these creeks, that'll put a fire in your gizzard.
The coke ovens up there at the Grundy Forest, which are still there, were the source of the name Fiery Gizzard.
From Grundy Forest to Foster Falls, it is filled with special places. Blue Hole, a favorite swimming spot in the summertime. The Chimneys. Black Canyon. The Fruit Bowl. Sycamore Falls. Ravens Point.
So much land is being cut off, and here it's still wide open. You're allowed to enjoy it. There's very few spots in Tennessee or across our nation that you can go to and look out at a vista that is all natural scenery. It's just a special, special place.
But the most special thing about this trail can't be seen by those who hike.
The Fiery Gizzard Trail has been in existence for almost 80 years, and all during that time, most of it has been on private land.
90% of the land was privately owned, and the trail existed only because they had an easement, not in all cases written, to allow the trail to go through it.
It's generosity not often seen today. It started with Swiss settlers who believed in taking care of the land that took care of them. A philosophy passed down through generations, rooted in a love for these mountains.
They recognize what a place like this adds to the quality of someone's life. They take that as part of their stewardship of the land, I think, to keep it for people who need that tonic of wildness, you know, that Thoreau talked about.
I think the families that own this property think of the land as one of their family members, and they care about it. And they're going to do all they can to protect it.
Herman Bagenstoss, a descendant of those first settlers, was one of those protectors.
He told me that they passed a hat and took up a collection of about $200 to buy Grundy Forest so they could have a CCC camp.
CCC stands for Civilian Conservation Corps, a public work program started as part of President Roosevelt's New Deal.
During the Depression, they started the work projects so that kids actually earned $30 a month and sent $25 of that $30 home to their family.
The CCC workers reclaimed the land, building lakes, a picnic shelter, and what became the Fiery Gizzard Trail.
Herman had the idea of starting the trail there. All the CCC employees were housed there at the camp, and it was just an ideal place to start the trail.
He had a little pocket trail manual he used to lay out the trail down and from Grundy Forest. It's still one of the finest trails there is.
When the trail was first built, it ended right around here at the Fruit Bowl. And for about 40 years, that's all there was. Until the mid-1970s, when work began to extend the trail about another 10 miles or so, all the way down to Foster Falls.
After the CCC boys finished their section and time went by, Herman and a lot of others promoted the idea of creating the South Cumberland State Recreation Area.
One of those others was Bud Warner. He and his sister Ellen owned about 9,000 acres of land through the Warner Lumber Company.
Bud Warner was the largest of the landowners, and I think it was a passion on his part to, number one, to see it preserved and see it used, but he also could see that encouraging tourism was a way to help the area economically.
Working with the state, TVA, and other landowners, Herman and Bud helped create a master plan for the South Cumberlands, a collection of 9 different parks, 24,000 acres of protected wilderness on the plateau, from Savage Gulf down to Grundy Forest.
On the master plan, they showed many different areas on the plateau, all connected by trail. The Fiery Gizzard was the first effort to try to tie some places together.
In 77 and 78, we came in and actually Eugene did most of the work there, started adding to it and took it out to Ravens Point.
Eugene is Eugene Parson, one of many who worked to complete the trail.
That's a beautiful country, beautiful country.
Today he's doing some maintenance work, which is a lot easier than building it.
It's pretty rough, pretty rugged. If you walk this trail, you know it runs up and down, pretty rough in lots of places. And we hit a bench and we'd follow that bench as far as we could and it'd run right into a bluff. And we'd back up and do the same thing again.
Some days you did more walking than you did work because we didn't have any transportation at all. We just had to walk in, build as much trail as we could, and then turn around and walk out.
Over the years, many others have lent a helping hand. Jim Bailey and the Grundy County Wilderness Association built 7 bridges on this trail they love.
It helps me tremendously, mentally and physically, to be out here in the woods. I love to hike it as much as I can.
Hopefully he'll keep hiking it, and his son will grow up hiking it, thanks to the generosity of good neighbors.
We owe a debt of gratitude to them. The gift of being able to experience this place has been given to me and to others who have been out here by these landowners who so generously through the years have allowed people to walk on their land.
I hope in the future that those property owners will see some way to protect the land forever, either through a trust, through their family, or a conservation easement. But for now, I think you just have to say thank you to each and every one of our neighbors that have allowed us to have this trail across their property.
I'm Ken Tucker on Tennessee's Wild Side.